and welcome. This is Lisa, and yes, this is an impromptu live. So I'm just going to give a moment to see if anybody's coming on here. Okay, so I'm just going to start because it doesn't matter when you see this. I'm doing it live just because I want to. And also because there's been so much on the channel today, I'm like, how am I actually going to fit that into, you know, an entire video? So this is available for replay if you're not seeing it live, as all lives are. All right, so the thumbnail, I'm going to change that. I didn't know what else to put up. I'm very new to doing lives, and hey, I know my strengths and I know what's not, and making live videos is not really one of them. So the reason I named this video, Are We All Vindictive? Okay, I don't believe in clickbaiting anyone, so the simple answer is yes. Under the right conditions, each and every one of us has the ability to be a little vindictive or maybe a whole lot vindictive, all right? So no one has to tell me that we all have narcissistic traits. I'm very aware of that. I'm hearing that a lot. Yes, I am aware of that. And super empaths especially have very high narcissistic traits. The empathy is higher. When you're going after a narcissist, you're able to dial down the empathy to almost zero when it comes to dealing with the narcissist. And so I understand, you know, on one level, why people might consider me to be vindictive, and you're entitled to that opinion. Now, for those of you who say, well, we're entitled to our opinion, but you're not supposed, you don't get to say that you aren't going to answer. Yes, I do. So I talk about setting boundaries. Those are boundaries that you decide, okay? These are boundaries that I decide. And personally, here's how my morning usually starts. I get up and I upload a video that I've already made from the night before, days before, or whatever. And now, considering if I have 0 clients, up until, you know, when I'm going to do another video or release another video, pretending that I have nothing else to do in the house, no other appointments, and all I do is go through comments and answer them, even if it's just to give it a little like or the heart or whatever. It takes more than 3 hours to do it. But I do acknowledge people's comments. So when I'm saying that I'm not going to acknowledge or engage in what I can see clearly as a baiting question, or you just want to debate, there's debate channels. You know, there's channels that they want to debate. Look, when I was in school, there was a debate club. For a while I was on it. I got bored of it, and this was in high school. I was already bored with debate, yeah, because what I noticed is really it's just the one side trying to convince the other side that they're right. That's what I've seen. That's what I continue to see. We all have our opinions and we all have our perspective. And, you know, there's a lot of talk about diversity. And typically that is referring to race, you know, somebody's sexual preferences and things like that. But what about diversity of thought? That right there is being censored. So I'm going to just say this right now. To Elon Musk, please buy Facebook, okay? Who knows if this will get censored or not? We'll find out. But I don't think Zuckerberg owns Google. Maybe he does. I have no idea. But anyway, so there's reasons that we have to say things certain ways, different ways. It's because of censorship, and that is just the thing. So, you know, here's what's funny is one of the reasons I was able to get away from the narcissist is I played into his game. I played into his game and let him think I was just so stupid. I'm just dumb. I don't know anything. And that worked against him. And so sometimes I will let people just kind of go on and on with some comments, and then I'm just going to call out what it is. And that's really not for me. I already know. I'm not triggered by it. There is nothing anybody can do over the internet that is going to trigger me. I have seen much more in real life. So I survived that. No, it wasn't pleasant, but keyboard warriors are just not going to bother me. I mean, I'm just not going to be worried about it. Also, see, there's this little thing called like the off button, just like on your television. So if you hate what you're watching, you know, you don't go, do you contact the network and say, can you get this show off there? No, you just turn the channel. So, you know, some people will resonate with what I'm saying, some people won't. So the first thing I'm going to actually address, having to do with all the vindictiveness, is just what is the Johnny Depp trial versus Amber Heard? What's that trial really about? Now, I'm not talking about all these other things, and I have seen some serious accusations that are unfounded, and you're not providing any receipts for them, that are highly slanderous towards Johnny Depp. And let me tell you this, from my own experience, and I do have an attorney on retainer, here's the disclaimer, no, I am not an attorney, all right? But I once played one on TV. No, I didn't, but I've worked with them a lot, and I have been on the side, the prosecuting side. Any attorney, you just ask a real attorney if you really want to. The burden of proof is on the is the person bringing the case. That's who has the burden of proof. The defendant has an easier job because all you have to do is convince one juror that, I don't know, they may not be guilty. That's it. That's all it takes. The prosecution in any case, it doesn't matter if it's the Depp versus Heard case or any case, the burden of proof is on the prosecution. Okay, and I've had people say, you know, do you know how many times I've been threatened to be sued? Sorry, it's kind of hot out here. I'm sweating a little bit now. God, the weather is bipolar, I swear. And there's something about it. I mean, hot and it's not hot flashes. It's actually the weather changes like that. It's insane. So anyway, it's like, I have many times, including from my ex-husband for calling him out publicly here on YouTube with his name and everything else. But there is a big difference, and you need to understand the difference between harassment, slander, libel, and telling the truth. Because if it's true, there's nothing they're going to be able to do about it. And you know, and okay, I'll ask you guys this. So what if, let's just pretend that the spiritual community, the church, or whatever, if you go to any of those type places and you love it and you find it to be like such a healing place, and the leaders are, of course, you know, you feel like these people are leading by example and all that, and you really believe that in your heart and soul, you believe that. Would you want to know if that was actually not true? If those people who were running a congregation, a community, whatever you want to call it, and they were the main pastor, reverend, priest, whatever, and you knew and could prove that they were actually, and they're preaching love and light, fidelity, but they are having an affair with a married person, and they're participating in a smear campaign against somebody's child. Well, then would you think it was really nasty to call that group out? It's up to you. I've done that because of that. And so when somebody says, oh, you must be obsessed with the new supply. First of all, new supply is already out of there. In my case, the chick is already gone. But yeah, I have called out that community, and I'll continue to call out Unity Community of Central Oregon as many times as I want, because I would love them. And I have been threatened. I actually have an email where the Reverend told one of my friends that Randy Rogers, my ex, should sue me for defamation. Okay? This is coming from a Reverend who's never met me, doesn't know anything about me, just taking one side of the story and hearing that. Okay? Now, why do you think I'm dealing with an ex-narcissist? Why do you think he didn't? He did. I wish I could show you the letter that my attorney owned him on. I think I'm going to have it framed because it was so good. So I know my rights. I know what I can say and what I can't say. However, the censorship of a platform is not something that attorneys have control over, and I don't have control over. So until and unless that changes, it keeps me from saying everything. And so then there is that assumption made, well, Lisa, don't you really see what's going on? Yes, I actually do. No, I can't really talk about it. And no, I'm not trying to create a big mystery sandwich. It's just, if I can find some people's channels that are kind of being bold enough to, and they haven't had their channel shut down yet, I'll direct you in those directions. Okay, so here's the deal with the trial. What this trial is about, it is not about what Johnny did in the past as far as getting involved with Amber Heard at the time that he did. Does this make him a good or bad partner, to the ex? That's between them. What the case is about is defamation. And he has to prove, which he successfully is proving, that he lost an unbelievable amount of revenue and acting jobs, and by her coming out with false allegations about him, that it destroyed a lot of things. It destroyed his relationship with Disney, which I'll never watch any more pirate movies or Disney movies if they don't apologize to Mr. Depp for just taking the word of someone else without any evidence at all, and no one understands that. All right, so the case is about defamation. The case is not about Johnny Depp's substance abuse issues or anything like that. It is about defamation. So look, she's already been proved a liar. I'm not going to go into that. There's plenty of channels that are covering it, and they're putting every single bit of it in it. All I use it for is as it relates to narcissism and narcissistic abuse. And here's what it is. For you women, for the women out here who are defending Amber Heard, she is doing any victim of abuse, she's doing a disservice, especially women. Especially women. What are you doing? Come on. Okay? Now, on the other side, Johnny Depp is like the voice for men. Look, he is an introverted, private person. And if anybody who couldn't see how painful it was for him to tell his past that he's kept down inside, whether he has realized that or not, I don't know him personally, okay? That right there was healing. I watched him start glowing up as the trial went. I just assume that people have empathy. See, that's how I assume. That's what we do. That's what empaths do. We assume that others can see the same thing, just like the narcissist assumes that everybody thinks like them. So when I get projecting comments or gaslighting comments and things like that, which I got major ones today, and then I say, well, I'm screenshotting your comments and I'll share them, then I get, now you're threatening me with scare tactics and you're doing this. Oh, but it's okay for you to say anything about me. What's not okay, let me just get this rule straight. What's not okay is for me to come back at it. Is that what's up? All right, and like I said in the last video, now there are a lot of both men and women on this channel, and a lot of you guys know exactly who you are. I've interacted with you a lot, and some of you are clients, and you guys are beautiful people, female, male, it doesn't matter to me. And I am personally not checking the comments right now because number one, I don't have my contacts in, I actually can't see, and number two, I'll get distracted, but I will answer your comments after this video, promise. Unless you take them off or somehow I don't see them. On the last live, it was somewhere I couldn't find some later, so I'm learning. But my intention is to answer your comments, just to let you know. So the thing is with, I lost my train of thought there for a minute. Okay, so Johnny Depp, whether you hate him, you like it, you love him, you hate him, it doesn't really matter. He's actually shining a spotlight on that abuse can happen to anyone. A lot of men are more reluctant to come forward because, did you not hear what Ms. Heard said? Oh, you, Johnny Depp, a man, you were abused by a woman. Who's going to believe that? Evidently most of the world, sweetheart. Okay, and then when I say something like that, like, and I get sarcastic, it's like, Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, anybody who's sitting around like this, I'm love and light, I'm love and light, I'm love and light. All right, either they are completely full of it, or they're not interacting with the world. They're sitting on top of a mountaintop in full meditation all day alone. If you're dealing with the rest of the world, you're going to deal with it in whatever way there is. And there is this, now when I've duetted males who are coming at it strong, and people go, ooh, I like his style. Oh, yeah. But when I come at it strong, I will hear sometimes, both from males and females, what is it, Lisa, that you're, oh, you must still be triggered. Oh, he must have really gotten to you. And all sorts of gaslighting and projection and blame and assumptions that are made. So, is the rule that it's okay if I was male and I was going, look here, you guys, let me tell you what it is? Or if I'm a female, do I have to just sound like this all the time? No, I'm going to be me. And the people who like this channel are people who want to see somebody being real, who's actually gone through narcissistic abuse and actually knows exactly what it's about, all right? So the people who don't, you don't have to watch. I'm not harassing you. I'm not going to run you down, track you down on your channel. And actually, by your interactions with me, you help my channel. So bravo to anybody, I don't even know if you're leaving nasty comments now. And when I say I don't care, I really don't. There's so much more that I've had to deal with that anything coming across the keyboard is really just not that much. Okay, let's get on to vindictiveness. Are we all vindictive? Short answer, yes. Every single one of you, I promise. Okay, you have been vindictive before, or you definitely have we all have that ability in it. And if you haven't gone what sometimes they will with empaths refer to as having a supernova event, or just reactive abuse or whatever, then, I don't know where you've been living. You've been under a rock somewhere, okay? So everyone will do it. And a lot of times when I'm putting forth a video, I am just putting it forth as, the way that I feel that it's going to resonate with you. People learn differently, auditory, visual, it's different. Some people really like the filters because I can express myself in ways using the filters. Some people go, oh, you're being fake using the filters, and some of those same people watch HG Tutor who won't even show his face. I don't understand that kind of hypocrisy. It feels like talking to my ex-narcissist with the word salad. It does. But instead of before, where I'd be like trying to figure that out, like, what? I'm going, life is too short, okay, for me to deal with this. So when I do responses, it's actually for the benefit of other people seeing the comments. And here's another fun fact. Most time, I won't block you, even unless you're just terrible people. I have had to just literally block them because I had subscribers ask me to please block them. So if you ask me that and I go look and see what they've been doing, and it fits, yes, I will. I will respect your wishes. I will block that person, all right? Typically what I do, though, is I just hide them from the channel, which means they get to see me. They get to see all my videos. They can see the comments. They can make a comment, but nobody sees it, not even me. And people are like, oh, that evil laugh, you must be. Okay, let's pretend. Let's look at it this way. Like back in the day when Mel Gibson played him in a movie, Sir William Wallace. And, he had horrible things happen. And I think the breaking point for him was, his wife was murdered and, in a really more horrific way than they show in the movie. And so, he, gets really fired up. He ends up leading the Scottish Revolution. If you guys saw Braveheart, then that's Mel Gibson's character, okay? And back in the day, I'm sure there were people like, he's a bully, he's this, he's whatever. But he's kind of been remembered through history. And here's just another little fun fact. Most of you know I'm adopted, so I didn't even know who my biological parents were until I was 30. And then I all of a sudden knew every bit of history on my father's side. And just by chance, here's this, somebody did the entire family background. And guess who I'm a direct descendant of? Sir William Wallace. Now, does that make me special? No. But it would kind of, maybe if things are passed down genetically, it would explain a lot. Because I have noticed that on my father's side of the family. I have a half-brother who still works with the Greenpeace, and they're very purpose-driven, as am I. So I've been that way through nature, nurture, both. Hard to say. Hard to say when you had never knew any biological relative until you were 30. Probably your personality was already developed. Okay, so anybody can be vindictive. Anybody. I saw a clip the other day of a man in a courtroom, and I don't know what the case was, but the person had been found guilty. He was already in the orange clothes. He had already been convicted of murder, of murdering this man's daughter. And I think it was at the sentencing, and the prisoner that was getting ready to go to jail made some sort of ugly comment or something or whatever, triggered the dad of the girl who was murdered. And I watched this dude like jump 2 rows of chairs or benches or whatever's in the courtroom, and it took several like sheriff deputies to pull him off. I mean, he was just one man, big guy, and he wanted to rip this guy to shreds. And okay, if that was your child, would you do, well, I'm not saying you do that, but would you blame somebody for doing that, right? If somebody had been able to, let's say, take out the serial killer, Ted Bundy, you know, after his first victim, okay? So all these other women didn't have to die. Somehow they fought back and they killed him. They just killed him. And maybe they killed him in the same way that he killed others, which was very hideous. Would you think that was wrong? Because you killed a predator. You killed someone who cannot help but kill others. And you saved a lot of people. So here's the thing. When you call out a narcissist, or when I call out a narcissist, it hasn't, you know, look, I'll call out any narcissist. I don't have to do just the X. Whatever. He's pushing 70. He's about to be dead anyway, any day. And I'm not kidding. His health is terrible. And I know that, okay? So don't ask me how. I don't know it. I hear, all right? And so, you know, he can't do a whole lot much to anyone. My brother, who's also a narcissist and not related to me, we are adopted. There was a major supernova event that went on, but well, from me to him, because one thing my brother has always done, in every single disagreement we've had, is what I used to call kicking below the belt. Just, he knew what would hurt, and it would hurt. I mean, it would just hurt to the core. I mean, I would think, not only why would he, you know, this is such a painful thing that he would say to me, but why would he do this to his sister that he claims to love and who does love him, okay? So here's the point of not breaking contact. I mean, not breaking no contact. Now, I had to. If you guys saw the video having to do with my mom, I had no choice. I did not want to talk to my brother. I haven't even seen him since like 2015 or 16, and talked to him over the phone even 2016, 2017. And for my own good, my brother, Greg Bird, like the bird that flies, is an alcoholic narcissist. Now, I didn't have the language to know what was wrong with him at the time. I didn't know what it was. So why do you think the narcissist felt familiar to me? Okay, I did a video on that too. I'll try to remember to drop all the videos that I'm referring to in this live in the pinned comment, but you'll have to give me a moment because this thing takes a while to process after it's done. It's, I don't know, it's just the way it works. But I'll get to it. Anyway, so believe me, this time, okay, now here's what's funny. I had called him. He didn't answer. I left him a very pleasant message. Hey, I know you hate me. This is not about you and I. I want to talk to Mom. It's Mother's Day. Just please have her call me. And it sounded basically just like that. I immediately, well, it took him a minute because I knew he's seeing the phone ring, seeing it's me, and he's not going to answer. So once he takes time in his brain to process some kind of response, he comes back in a text, which I couldn't even read. I mean, it's so many explicatives, but it started out with, F you, if Mom wanted to talk to you, she would, you blankety, 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 blank, okay? And so right then he comes back with saying that my mom doesn't really like to talk that much on the phone. All right, anyone who knows my mom, my mom likes to talk, all right? That's what sent up an even bigger red flag. Therefore, I kept him texting. And he could be watching this video now, and really, I don't care. Anyway, I kept him texting as I called the police to do a wellness check because I could see him amping up, all right? So I kept him going because I was hoping they could catch him. They could catch him in the middle of that rage, right? In the middle of it. I wasn't there. All I got was the call back from the police. I never got to speak to my mother. And they even told me that my brother had said, well, she doesn't like to talk on the phone very much. You know, and with that, she's almost 92. That would sound right, correct? But you know what? Just a few days after that, someone else talked to her on the phone for quite a while. So I do have plans in place, and don't leave me ideas in the comment. Just email me if you really want to. That's fine, because look, this is public. People can see. But I'm not done with that situation. Okay, So the point is, we all have the potential to be vindictive, whether you're a flat-out narcissist, whether you are an empath, whether you're super empath, whether you're HSP, which is highly sensitive person. It doesn't matter. You can be pushed to do something. And actually, what happened with this, and I won't go into details because they're disgusting, but whereas my brother has always gone below the belt, that's exactly what happened to him, and I just ripped him to shreds. And I don't care look how she looks when she says that with that satisfaction. Yeah, I was. Because for the first time, now this is not my big brother. Well, he is bigger than me. This is my younger brother, my little brother, okay? And for lifetime, I would stand up for him. I've always had a thing of standing up for other people. Big time, big time. But I didn't stand up for me. And if you've been that person, and then you start actually putting boundaries in place, and you stand up for what you will tolerate and what you will not, there will be people that will hate that because they like the old you that they could walk all over. All right? That's the way it is. And I purposely did this. I'm getting so red. I had a treatment. Okay, and if you see me getting redder, it's not because I'm losing my. I just now I'm looking at myself. Okay, one, it is the wind isn't blowing now, so it's getting a little bit warmer. The other is I've had my face prepped for this facial that I'm going to have, and and everybody says, "Oh, she's so fake with the filter." Oh God, get off it, get off it. I'm not even going to respond to filter comments anymore because I'm going to explain more about why are you so red, And I'm sweating, that's what's happening. Yeah, that's real red in my hair. I like to do things like that. All right. So bottom line is this, you guys, look, We're all entitled to our opinions. That includes me. This is my house. This is sort of like my house, my online house. So I do get to decide what goes on in my house, and I allow a lot of freedom. What I will not allow is victim blaming other victims. If you're picking on somebody on my page, you know, something might happen. You know, I don't know how. I might just block you, delete you, or I may say something nasty to you. It just depends on how I feel about it. I will and do respond, even if it's just to click a like, because I don't have time for a longer response to your questions, to your comments. And those of you who do super chats and super thanks, you know I will make a special effort because you made a special effort. I don't care if it was $2, $50, $100, whatever. That it's not the amount that matters. It's the fact that you actually took the time to do that. And as you guys know, God, I'm so sweaty now. It's just a form of, like, when I go, wow, okay, what I'm doing is making a difference. What I'm doing is making a difference. And when I started this channel, my whole point was, can I make a difference with one person? Because then everything will be worth it. You have no idea how much it costs to promote a YouTube channel from the YouTube videos that you're able to see for free, okay? And because we're paid by ads, and that's why I say, if you want to support me or any creator, now if you have YouTube Premium, no, I'm not advertising for YouTube, but I have it because I can't stand to watch ads, and I'm on YouTube a lot. But then I think it's like 15 bucks a month or something, or maybe less if you're paying by year. You don't have to see any ads, and everybody you watch gets paid. Oh, it's easy. If you're not that person, then you will get ads. And I know I've done 10-minute videos, and there's a 30-minute ad in the middle. I have no idea how that gets like that. If you watch just 1 minute of an ad, the creator gets paid. Okay, so that's how you can support creators in a way that's free. So if you're inclined to do that, do so. If you're inclined to follow me, please do. Please share. Please like. Those are things that let the YouTube algorithm know that you're enjoying the content, and it spreads it more around, you know, to others, and other people get to see it. Because again, you could have the best product available. Say you made the best car that ever was imagined. If there was no marketing done and nobody knew about it, you wouldn't sell any. It's just like that. So the creators here, especially those like me, who actually do this full time and full time see clients, all right, full time. We can't do this full time if we are not being compensated in some way. We can't. I mean, are y'all living off air? Because anybody who's figured out how to do that, I'm willing to learn. Right? If we can, oh man, we can just live off air. Hey, tell me what's up. All right. And so anyway, I'm trying not to make this really long. You can see why I do videos where I'm doing cuts, because 2 reasons. One, it's easier to focus on what I'm trying to say and do it shorter. That's just the truth. And number 2, that's what we're rewarded for as creators. The shorter the video is, and I don't mean just the quote shorts that are 60 minutes or less, even if you do them, the shortest ones, like the 15, 20-second ones, where think about how much information can I get in, even with edit, that people think I'm not blinking my eyes. It's because I'm editing. Yeah, I'm real. Blink my eyes. I hear that all the time. I'm like, are you serious? Okay, then how much information can I really get in? So just know this, under every video, pretty much without exception, there is something in the pinned comments, something that will relate or whatever. Or if I've put something on the screen and I can see for myself, not everybody's going to be able to read this, I put it in the pinned comments. So if you're going to get in the comments anyway, just look at the pinned comment, because I've always got something in there. And then you can choose to do with that, watch what's in that, read what's in it if you want to or not, but there'll be more information, okay? I hope this answers questions, and I hope I put myself across in a way that, you know, I feel like I communicate effectively, that people understand, but then there's people that just don't want to. So for those of you who really wanted clarification, and we're not baiting, I hope I've done that. And any time that there's something you want to know about or you want me to do a video about, I'm open to all the ideas. So feel free, drop that in this video. I may have done something on it already and then I can just send it to you. Or I may talk about it some more, especially if a lot of people are asking me for the same thing, you know. So I go by that, but I get lots of these requests, so I'm never ignoring you. You won't believe the list I have of, you know, what to talk about. There's videos waiting already that I made days ago that got preempted because of everything that happened today. Hey, that's life, all right? So bless you all. And whenever I say that, I mean that to each and every one of you, whether you're watching this live right now or whether you're watching it some other time. May you be abundantly blessed today and every day. And I do mean that sincerely. Thank you for watching.